Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing my March book haul. I, for once, don't have a ton of books, which is kind of exciting because there actually weren't too many new releases in March that I was really looking forward to. And I did get some Backlist books too, but I was able to actually hold all of them in the thumbnail, which I don't think has happened since I started my booktube channel. So good job, me, because I just never saw that coming. But I'm really glad. As you guys know, I've been trying to get rid of a lot of the books that I don't think that I'm going to be reading, or that I have read and I just don't think I'm going to be rereading. So I've been trying to be better about buying things that I want to read right away, and that won't be just sitting on my shelves for ever. Like always, I'm going to start with the new releases and then I'll move on to the Backlist books that I picked up. So the first thing that I got is the Hogwarts Library. These are the new editions in the Harry Potter series. So I'll show you what each cover looks like. They're so beautifully done. The first one is The Tales of Beetle the Bard. The next one is Quidditch Through the Ages. And I just love the gold detailing on here. And finally, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And actually, while I have this out, I want to see if I have the edition that's missing the extra paragraph about the hippogriff. Yes! I have the misprinted edition that only has one paragraph about the hippogriff, which I think is just a fun collector's item to have. So I'm actually kind of pleased about that. And I don't feel like I need to get a correctly printed one because I do have the original set of these. So if I ever need to know what that paragraph says, I can just reference the old one. Then I have Hunted by Megan Spooner, and this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. This one I've been really looking forward to. I actually like it even more in person than online because the cover is just a lot shinier than I was expecting. So it's about a girl named Yeva who comes from a wealthy family, but her father loses everything, and then they move to this smaller place, and his dad her dad doesn't really have his mind anymore, and then he gets lost in the forest, and Yeva has to go and try to find him, and she ends up tracking him to this place where there's a beast, and the question at the end is who will survive, the Beauty or the Beast? Next, I have A Crown of Wishes by Roshani Chokshi. This is the second book in the Star-Touched Queen duology, and this book actually follows Gori, who is Maya's younger sister in the book. I believe that this is going to be covering everything that went on in the kingdom when Maya disappeared with Amar. So I'm really excited for it. I've heard really good things about it, and people have seemed to have said that even if you didn't enjoy the first one, this one is such a great book that you should give it a shot. And I did enjoy the first one, so I'm excited to read this one as well. Then I got Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. This is Neil's newest book, and it's all Norse mythology tales, but he retold them in his own words, which are always beautiful. So I was very eager to pick this one up. It actually came out in February, and I got it then, but Barnes & Noble sent me a copy with a ripped spine, which was really upsetting. And then I was really lazy and I didn't go to exchange it for a really long time. So now I have my beautiful copy that is not ripped. I'm excited about this, and it's actually not that long, so it looks like it's gonna be a quick read, but I love the cover. I love how it has Thor's hammer on there, and I'm just really excited to see Neil's take on these classic mythological tales. Then Penguin sent me Waking Gods, which is the second book in the Themis Files by Sylvain Neuvel. I actually read the first book last month and I enjoyed it. It was a really interesting sci-fi novel. It's kind of has to do with aliens and robots, and there's a lot going on. It really makes you think a lot, and it makes you think on a global level, not just a national level, which is interesting. So I really liked it. I'm really looking forward to getting to this one, and I just really love these covers because even without the jacket, they're just designed so nicely. Then I got the Over the Garden Wall comic. This is Volume 1. I think this might actually have a couple of different writers, but if you have not watched Over the Garden Wall, the show, I would highly recommend it. It is so cute. It's really fun, really quirky, and it's really short. It's on Hulu, and I want to say there's 12 episodes and they're 10 minutes each, so you could watch them all really quickly. But it's just a really cute, really funny series. So I was eager to get the comic. I read the first issue and I really liked it, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading the rest of it. And then the last new book that came out this month is one that I actually got for Andrew, but I asked him if I could include it in my haul as well, and he said yes. So that is the Pokedex for Pokemon Sun and Moon. It has art from Sun and Moon, the video game, and then it goes through like all of the different Pokemon that you can catch in the game, and it also goes through like all of the different things that you can do once you complete like the main story of the game. So there's still like a lot more that you can do. So he already completed, so I thought that would be fun for him to like use this as a guide just to see if there's any other missions that he wants to like complete. And now getting into the Backlist books, the first one that I got is Ever the Hunted by Erin Somerville, and this is also a Beauty and the Beast retelling. This one follows a girl whose father is actually murdered, and the boy that's accused of the murder is someone that used to apprentice for her father, and he was like her first love. So she has to go and like get revenge on him or like figure out if she can trust him or whatever. I think this book is a duology, so this is the first one and it sounds like it's gonna be good. Then I got a paperback version of The Night Circus from the Book Depository. I just really like this cover, and The Night Circus is one of my favorite books, so I figured why not, because it was really cheap. Then the next 3 books that I got are books that I actually already had in paperback, but I decided to upgrade them to hardcovers, and like just because look at those spines, they're so pretty. The first one being My Life Next Door, the second one being The Boy Most Likely To, and the third one being What I Thought Was True. All 3 of these are by Huntley Fitzpatrick, and I read My Life Next Door during March and I really enjoyed it, so I think I'm gonna love her other books as well, and I just thought that they would look really nice in my new rainbow shelves. Then this is actually another new release that I forgot to mention, but it's called Wing Jones by Catherine Weber, and I honestly have no idea what this book is about. The reason that I bought it is because, first of all, it was $6, but even if it was like $20, I would have gotten it because look at these pages. This is like the prettiest thing that I have ever seen. I've actually heard some people say that they didn't really go into it with expectations and then they ended up enjoying it. So that is really good to hear, but I honestly just got this like purely for the aesthetic of it because I just think it's so pretty, and I might even put this like on my shelf backward because I just love these pages like so much. Okay, so I just read the back of it. There's like a tragedy that strikes, and then this girl ends up finding like comfort in running, and it ends up being like a passion of hers that she never knew that she had that turns into being something that could potentially change her entire life. So that actually sounds pretty good. The next book I got is The Young Wives Club by Julie Pennell. This is an adult book, and it follows, I believe it's like a group of women who live in the South. All of them are married and they're all like young wives, and each of them has their own set of issues with whether it's like with their husband, whether it's like their family or whatever, but they're all really good friends. So this book follows them, like follows the relationship things that they're going through, and it has a lot of strong female friendship, which is why I really wanted to read it. And I also really love the cover. The mint green and pink are like 2 of my favorite colors, so this just like was like calling to me. The next book that I got is a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. It's One True Loves. This is her most recent novel, and it follows a girl who falls in love and gets married to her high school sweetheart, and he is someone that travels. He works on like the sets of like nature documentaries. On their first wedding anniversary, his helicopter goes missing, so she has to kind of like accept that he's gone, and she ends up moving on, and she like meets this other guy that she used to be friends with, and she ends up kind of like falling in love with him. I want to say this is like 10 years later. So they end up falling in love, and she's engaged to him, and then her husband is found. So she kind of has to figure out what to do with like this husband that she was in love with, that she thought was dead. Now she has a husband, and she also has a fiance that she currently loves. And it just sounds really difficult, but I've heard good things about it, so I'm looking forward to it. And the next book that I got is also a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. It's called Forever Interrupted, and it's about a girl who falls in love with a guy, and the two of them like love each other so much I think they get married after like 2 weeks of being together because they're like super in love, and then he ends up getting hit by a car. The book is about her like having to go to the hospital and meet his mother, who she's never met before and who doesn't even know that she exists, and it's about like the two of them being there for him like during his recovery and kind of coming to terms with like just the whole dynamic of everything. Sounds interesting. And the last book I have to show you is The Cure for the Common Breakup by Beth Kendrick. My friend Lauren of Bookmark Lit binge read this entire series. There's 4 books in total, and she loved them. Like, I was living through her Goodreads updates, so I, like, as soon as I started seeing them, first I was like, a book with ice cream on the cover, that sounds like something that I would want. So I asked her if she was liking it, and then she told me a little bit about it, and it sounded really good, so I ended up picking up a copy for myself, and if I like it, then I'll continue, and I'll get the next books in the series too. It follows a flight attendant named Summer, and Summer's someone who has, like, never let herself be, like, tied to anyone before, and her boyfriend proposes to her, and then she's considering, like, accepting, but then something happens, and, like, tragedy strikes, and then she ends up moving to this tiny seaside town called Black Dog Bay, which is known in America as the best place to bounce back from your breakup. And they're just really cute, like, places in it. I'll read you, like, a couple of the names. It says that it's home to the Better Off Bed and Breakfast, the Eat Your Heart Out Bakery, the Winery Bar, and it's just like a place where a lot of people who are recently single tend to go. So it sounds like it's gonna be really cute, and hopefully I'll like it, and then I'll want to get the rest of them too. So those are all of the books that I picked up in March. Let me know if there's anything in here that maybe you didn't know about that I alerted you to that you're interested in reading, or let me know if you have any other recommendations for me. April, I'm expecting, is going to be like a bigger book haul month because there are a lot more books coming out that I'm really excited for. So yeah, that's all that I have for this video, and I'll see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!